So then why? That's what we talked about last time. This is what I don't understand.
That's a lie.
It's the same damn principle.
I give you an inch and you want to take a mile.
I take an inch and I want the full inch.
It makes me wish I never conceded a inch.
See, maybe you're wrong.
This sucks because I really do like doing the show. I even admitted that, which is something I've never admitted before ever.
You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this.
I'm leaving.
Welcome back, everybody, to The Grudge, joined by, of course, Isabella Moody. And we're going to get right into it. But before the story that you wanted to talk about, a quick, exciting tease. Later on, we're going to be doing, because this will be the last episode of the year of 2024, a top 10 for either of us of the most insane moments of each other's side.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that because we're just on different timelines, like different social media feeds, what we find crazy. Anyways, I think we will both have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
as well. Before getting into this first thing, though, in the wake of our last discussion, how are you feeling?
I feel really good.
Yeah.
I told Josiah, my husband, after that it was probably the most fulfilling thing I've ever filmed, just because I was being like 100% honest.
Right.
So I don't want to just like put on a crazy show just because I'm on like an oppositions podcast, because I don't say these certain things even on my own YouTube channel. So I felt like it was unfair and fake to you, the audience, and also your team, like who's editing the videos. That's annoying, and I don't want to add more work. So I'm excited because there's so many things that we can still disagree with, because we have fundamentally different worldviews. So I don't need to say certain words to like make crazy trigger points. It's okay. It's okay. We have so many things to disagree on, and here we are, The Grudge.
Yep, that's huge progress. Let's jump into this. Explain for the audience why you want me to watch this and who we're talking about.
Okay, so just for some context, Katie Hopkins, she was so sick of the fat acceptance, body positivity movement, where she was like, oh, people are talking about how hard it is to lose weight. So she literally gained, I think, 50 pounds just to lose it. So let's watch this. She explains that to Milo, who is a fellow gay man. Yeah,
that's so crazy you brought this up, because I've been wanting to address something you posted as it pertains to obesity. And so I will confront you on that after we watch this clip.
That's a very offensive term, obesity.
It's literally a medical term, but...
It's beauty.
You're offensive. Oh, how rude. No, but you are considered hugely offensive in Britain.
Yes, yes.
Why?
I think I'm considered offensive because if I think something and I feel something, then I will say it, and I'm not really bothered.
So, it just builds up,
and it comes out, and it doesn't really matter to me if what I say then is offensive to you. That's your choice. I don't really give offence. You choose to take it. You make better choices. So the onus is on you to improve yourself and find me less offensive, because it's unlikely that I'm going to stop.
I've said this to you, yeah.
What on earth is that logic?
Because you can choose to be offended by something.
All right.
Which we've talked about.
So obviously some people could take offense when it's not necessary, but you also prove yourself to have not thought much about how we communicate if you think the only reason someone is offended is because they're choosing to. And the only solution to it is not you changing your communication, but them changing their reaction.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Is it wrong for me not to choose to be offended by one of the videos between us where there's 30,000 plus hate comments about me and my husband? Should I choose to now be offended and say that all of your audience, this audience, should stop talking about me in this sense?
I don't think you should say they should stop talking about you, which
I never would.
Which wasn't my prescription, but it would make total sense if you were to read through those for you to be offended by what people are saying about you. But also I'm saying, like, if I were to tell you, you don't apply this to any other thing. Like, go die, get out. You wouldn't be like, well, I'm just going to choose to perceive that as you saying, I love you and stay. Because we should obviously hear what people are saying. And if it's clear what they're articulating is a negative thought, use the word offense or not, but obviously you might then react negatively to what someone's saying if they meant to hurt you.
I get that. But honestly, from a genuine point of view, when I think about my daughter and even just like younger kids that I've seen in my life, from even like my friends' younger siblings, people are going to say mean things. You can't change the way people.
No, but she's speaking. Yeah, you can.
Okay, I finished my point. Thank you. You can't change how people are going to react to you, what they're going to say about you. People are going to do crappy things to you. But if you're going to let like these words, these like accusations hurt you, then what am I setting you? Like, am I going to coddle my daughter because someone says bad things about her online? Absolutely not. I'm going to tell her, hey, who cares what this person says about you online? If it's valid, then maybe you need to adjust.
That's a great thing you brought up.
If it's not, then don't let that deteriorate you, because there's way more harsh things that are happening in life that will be thrown your way.
She didn't specify online. She said when she offends someone, the onus is on them.
Everyone calls her ugly, and she's like, hey, I'm ugly. I know it. She's not offended. She's not ugly. She is, and she says it.
She's not. The onus, she says, is on the person being offended to not be offended.
Yes, you can choose to be offended or not.
Which if someone's offended for an irrational reason, then obviously. But if someone has communicated something purposefully, hurtfully, then the onus might be on that person. But also, separate from that, Katie Hopkins is the one speaking that in the world. She only has control over herself. And why wouldn't she sometimes want to consider how she's making other people react? That's just basic communication 101. But I want to bring it back to your daughter because you brought that up. Let's say your daughter goes to school and someone with their words is just brutally bullying her and she's devastated. She goes on a play date with them and they're threatening her. They're being vicious to her.
I mean, threatening violence, which
threatening
is a whole
her
new story.
In a general sense that's not physical.
No, it won't happen.
I'm saying if
she won't be offended by it.
If that were to happen, you're saying you as a mother would not use your communication skills to communicate to the parents of that daughter that they need to get their child under control.
Hey, Luke, I don't know if you know, but...
Would you?
No, I would not.
You would not stand up for your daughter.
No, I would. When I was younger growing up, if me or my sister ever was upset about bullying or anything, like we would literally... I mean, not like
don't tell me if you like jumped somebody.
No, I'm saying if we had like issues with girls growing up or in school, like my parents are very like thick skin, words don't freaking hurt. That is the truth. So yes, people are going to hurt you verbally, but I'm not going to teach my daughter that succumb to it.
All right.
Because I think people can hurt you so much worse. And I think in Katie Hopkins' point of view, she has been like lodged so many criticisms online, which so have I. So it's like you and me, we look at comments differently. You choose not to read them. I choose to. I don't get offended. You choose not to because
you wouldn't
get
stand
offended.
up for your daughter. That's crazy. You would let her be bullied every day at school.
I would not.
That's what you're saying.
I would totally stand up for my daughter, but I would tell her.
How would you?
I would tell her that you're not going to let this bully make you feel less than.
What is she supposed to do? Go to school and continue taking it?
Well, I'm going to homeschool my daughter, first of all. What? What do you want to say?
Is this something you want to say?
I can like feel my husband's body tension. Like he's like, his like entire body stature is erect.
It's a false equivalence that he's making with his argument. He's saying that Abriana, who literally has done nothing wrong in this scenario, is now getting threatened. What have fat people done wrong that warrants this?
Fat people? Oh, is that what? No, she's saying in a general sense, when someone's offended, necessarily the onus is on them to not be offended, as opposed to you.
Specifically about what? What are they offended
about?
No,
she hasn't gotten into that yet. She's saying across the board with all offense.
Look, you get offended about comments.
This is the beginning of an interview.
You get offended about comments, and I don't, and you have way more hate comments against me, and I read them, and you won't even read your own hate. You won't even read your own comments because you get offended.
That's not true. Jane shows me comments that are notable.
Why don't you read them, and why do I?
I don't think it's good to get obsessed with feedback about yourself so that you can't then
I don't get obsessed about it. I think it's funny.
Yourself.
You know that you get offended by it. Come on.
Which is, I could get offended, or my head could bloat if too many positive comments, so I just don't engage with thousands of people going, oh, and Jaden instead filters.
It's a lack of personal responsibility. I mean, like, come on.
I think you feel cornered because you're like, oh, wait, people can be in the wrong when they communicate hurtful things. And
absolutely.
So it might be their responsibility, in some cases, to stop going around offending people. You already acknowledged this last time we talked.
I know, and I told you that I've realized that there's a difference between...
So then her broad thing that you're so obsessed with about how it's always the person being offended's fault and not the offender is a silly, broad statement to make. Sometimes someone's getting offended for a reason that's irrational. Sometimes someone should do some introspection and stop being so hurtful.
I do think that that's a valid point, Luke. and what I've been learning right now, like recently, is there's a difference between people online that seems like there's no face to it versus how I treat people in person, which is something I've been understanding.
Yeah. And you're going to merge the two, where you try to treat people online also as you would treat someone in person.
I don't know about that.
Yes, yes, we talked about this. Yes. Why would you not? Those are people online.
No, I know. I want to like talk about the topics in more of a informed point of view versus just like saying one word, which I haven't said the words. Okay. So pat both of my shoulders. Okay.
I don't think that's the phrase.
Pat me on the back, but on both sides. I'm patting myself on both shoulders.
Okay.
Anyways, there is a difference. You choose to be offended. I don't. Come on. You know that.
What? You don't need,
Why don't you read comments?
You're all discombobulated.
Whatever. Okay, fine. I don't know how you don't, like, off camera. Come on. You know that you get offended by comments and I don't. Like, let's be real. That's what I'm saying.
This dynamic,
I feel like I'm being gaslit right now.
Pitching in is making me feel strange.
Yeah, me too. Welcome to my life. When we record in front of him, I feel so awkward.
Okay.
Come on, off camera, can you understand what I'm saying? Like, you get more offended by comments than me.
I've already, not off camera, keep it on camera. I, of course, care more about what people, because I acknowledge all people online are people with lives.
What if Nazis say bad things
I care about their
you?
Words, but I don't actually get very offended by mean things people are saying, because I don't go dive around listening to what people are saying about me constantly, because that's an unhealthy dynamic whenever you have as much of like the amount of people talking about myself or you or anything as we do.
Okay, let's move on. I'm sorry, guys. It's taking way too long.
I'm going to stop.
I love you so much. So, for instance, you did what is, I'm not just flattering you to say this, my favourite media stunt of the last decade, which is you got fat and then got thin again, just to demonstrate
that fat people are lazy and
disgusting.
People are
lazy and disgusting,
yes.
And it's all your fault,
yes.
And if you want to, you can choose to be thin.
Correct. So people always say, oh, you're so lucky to be skinny. Or, huge heifers would say, oh, well.
They do start sentences like that. No, they do. Because it's something to do with the vocal cords. When there's always a weight around.
Like 8 chins.
No, they do. When you get fat and you have that waddle,
it's all
they call it
there.
waddle.
Yeah.
And you have like, there's, I don't know, it's pressure on the vocal cords, but they have a sort of guttural, phlegmy, it's a reverberative effect to their voice.
It runs in my family. Oh, my mother was big. Yeah, okay. You didn't need to be.
She hasn't passed on fat genes. She's passed on indolence.
Yes.
She's passed on laziness.
They use their surname and they go, oh, us, Camerons, we were all big. We're a big family. As if it's some sort of genetic.
All right, let me ask you a question, because this is what I wanted to address.
Okay.
Do you believe this sort of rhetoric is justified because you care about other people's health?
No.
What?
I'm saying that, like, I don't think they're saying this because they care about other people's health.
Well, no, of course, but I'm saying, like, with you, would you say you're pro fat shaming?
Yeah.
Okay. But
I'm being honest here.
But I'm asking, why?
Because it's kind of like a reaction to the whole body positivity movement, and I would say,
I'm saying, like you posted, we can pull up.
Oh, what's up? Oh yeah.
After our episode where you acknowledge how hateful you are, and you're trying to not be so much of that because it's
about immutable characteristics, Luke. Okay. Being fat is not that.
It doesn't represent you.
Come on.
All right. So, just everyone wait. You know how
it's a good post.
You say how pigs will eat anything you put in front of them. I bet she would too. That's why I'm fat phobic. I think she would quite literally eat me. About a woman who posted a video.
Let's watch the video.
Through. I don't really want.
She calls herself a fatty. What she eats in a day.
She does call herself that, but that's not relevant to the point I'm making.
Yeah. Is being fat an immutable characteristics? Yes or no?
Is this or is this not? And don't worry, it's not just about our general conversation. I'm gonna get to something more specific.
Okay.
But is this or is this not hateful?
Oh, it 100% is.
Okay, and then you feel that's justified. Why? Or are you admitting, I'm doing the thing I previously said in the last freaking episode is not justified, which is being needlessly hateful to get clicks.
Yeah, I think the major difference here is this is a mutable characteristic. You can change this.
Right.
You cannot be fat. Stop eating.
All right, so you're saying
as much as you do.
It's justified for you to say that because you're saying it to motivate people to be healthier, right?
I mean, I guess, but it's also just...
What do you mean you guess?
Because I'm not necessarily being like, wow, like I am...
No, but you also believe that being gay is a mutable characteristic. And you've admitted being needlessly hateful towards just a gay person is not justified.
I think that's so different.
How?
You think that being gay is as hard to change than being fat?
That's not even a part of this.
Really? No, answer that. Yes or no. Yes or no. You think it's as hard to change? I don't think that.
I'm asking you.
Being gay is way more difficult
You're
to change.
saying you can be completely hateful. You can call people pigs.
He won't answer the question.
As long as it's something that relates to...
hey, Luke, why aren't you fat?
Something that someone has some control over.
You're gay, but why aren't you fat?
Are you going to answer the question?
I told you. I don't think they're the same at all. I think being
gay...
No,
I'm not asking if they're the same.
Okay.
I'm saying, I know that people such as yourself think it's justified to speak like this or say you're like proudly fatphobic because of your misunderstanding of what's good for people, right?
You think that's a misunderstanding? We know that being obese is literally the number one killer in America.
So then, would you agree if you were actively doing something to exacerbate obesity, that would be bad?
Right.
All right. And you think this is okay because you think this is contributing to you minimizing obesity, potentially. Or you think it's justified because it's in the interest of such things?
Potentially. I'm just trying to be honest here. Like, I've tried to like look into what I've said in the past. And it never really came out of I really care about you being skinny. However, I have posted like fat shaming posts in the past. And I've had friends literally tell me that they've lost weight because of my posts. I'm just trying to be brutally honest.
I'm trying to get a clear answer before I go to what I was going to say. Why do you think it's okay to be, that would hurt her feelings if she saw it?
She should be hurt. Like that should hurt her feelings.
So then why? For what purpose?
Because she should want to lose weight.
Okay, there we go.
The reason why she feels like she can be famous over this is because people glorify obesity, which is literally the number one killer in America.
Now we go through this.
Are you kidding?
Now we go through this.
Okay.
Every study I could find on the issue.
Oh my gosh. Yep. Libs and their studies.
No. Focus for a second. Stop.
Okay, let's look at what's the number one killer in America.
Exactly. Fat shaming won't solve obesity. Science might. And it jumps into this. Fat shaming is making people sicker and heavier.
Mm-hmm.
Because psychologically, what they've been able to prove researching this, people who actually care about others, who actually want to understand how to make people healthier, have learned that hating and shaming people makes them more likely to be more obese. Healthline, the harmful effects of fat shaming. Research has found that fat shaming leads to psychological stress and is not a motivator for weight loss. In fact, it can do real harm. And let me jump. Fat shaming linked to greater health risk, not to mention the eating disorders that come of this. But let me read you a particular quote. There's a common misconception that stigma might help motivate individuals with obesity to lose weight and improve their health. We are finding it's quite the opposite effect. When people feel shame because of their weight, they are more likely, not your opinion, but when it's actually been studied, to avoid exercise and consume more calories to cope with this stress. In this study, we identified a significant relation between the internalization of weight bias and having a diagnosis of metabolic syndrome, which is a marker of poor health, and then one other bit of reporting on this same phenomenon. So you either now acknowledge you shouldn't be fat shaming like that, or body shaming, or you want to actively exacerbate obesity problems. Go ahead.
Absolutely, I do not want to increase obesity problems. At the end of the day, which I've always said, I don't think that what I say online is going to move people's minds. That's never been my goal. I am responding to a cultural phenomenon of today where we are embracing obesity, and it is changing now. We see Lizzo losing weight, which is amazing. I don't agree with Ozempic, but we are moving into a more society where we're like, okay, maybe we shouldn't be glorifying being overweight. I can't believe you're rubbing your face over this.
Break for a second. If someone were to go out and say, You could be healthy at any size. I don't know if that's something someone said. I've heard people allege that that's something.
That's a lie.
That would be incorrect.
Thank you.
You're on the other end of it, though, doing as much harm as you think that the far wrong side of this is doing.
How?
Because I just showed you. You were kind of like, and you weren't paying attention. Were you listening to what I was saying? Every single time we study this, we see that shaming exactly what you're doing either does not help someone's health journey or more likely makes it worse.
No, that's a good point. Hey Siri, set a reminder for myself to find studies that show that shaming works when it comes to increasing or decreasing the rates of obesity. You can find a study that shows anything. And we'll talk about this next time.
You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this.
Oh my gosh.
You don't have to like stick your ground.
I'm not trying to here.
Do you not understand the psychology of people who are overweight know they're overweight. They don't need to be notified. But someone being affirmational and supportive, not saying that, hey, this is good, but saying, here's the steps I think we could take together to become healthier. Or here's in school, educating people
saying that,
about
people
healthier.
Will get offended by that.
All right.
Like they will get offended by that.
Crazy.
You know that.
I don't know what.
I think the common ground here is that there's a difference between healthy shame and toxic shame.
You think calling people pigs is healthy?
I've never said it was. I never said that this is making people less.
So then you would have to go back to what we talked about already, which is being needlessly hateful is not appropriate.
Luke, listen.
To you.
To
you as well. Don't.
No, she's already acknowledged that.
Yeah, so then why is she doing it after we talked about that?
It's not an immutable characteristic. I'm allowed to have my opinions that differ from yours.
Neither are tons of things.
Okay, where's the common ground here? Because
no, we're not getting common ground until you acknowledge it, which I'm shocked. I'm shocked after our last discussion that you're not acknowledging this.
What are you shocked about?
Just that maybe you're wrong. Maybe you have too much of a learned behavior that everything has to be making fun of someone, and you're afraid to admit that, right now as you're Googling, you can't find anything that supports your position because it's not correct. And so then maybe this is needlessly hateful, and it does go into the exact category we already talked about, which is provocative for the sake of being provocative, which has zero value, which you've admitted.
Yeah, but see, that's not going to win because then you're just trying to you're just being provocative, and instead you need to understand, hey, you have something here where instead of you just saying, no, there's no love in this, if you change your approach to where maybe there is a little bit of love in this, but maybe working on your approach with these things, she's already conceded that this is hateful and it probably doesn't work, and then you said, but don't you want people to get healthier? So here are steps that you could take to make people healthier and how you could go about it, and then she could go...
Why would she change her behavior if she doesn't admit it's wrong at all?
She literally...
About this?
Didn't she literally say that this is not hateful and this is hateful and this is not loving? I don't get it. I feel like she said that like 5 times.
You wish you hadn't posted that.
No, I'm okay with it being hateful and not loving.
Yeah, of course.
So then I'm supposed to...
We can disagree here.
No, I don't want to talk to someone. I don't want to do a podcast with someone who purposefully is hateful. We talked about this already. That was our whole hours-long conversation on camera and before. What?
I mean...
I feel like you're just getting defensive.
I really feel like I've conceded a lot here, saying that I'm not trying to move the needle here.
No.
know it's hateful.
That was the slur stuff too.
It is so... I mean, it's never... That's the thing with the left. It's never enough. You concede something, it's never enough. They're going to continue chipping away at things you say.
Until you're just generally compassionate, then I'll stop chipping.
But you're not giving any solutions. You're not giving...
I am!
No,
How about you post? How about you post?
How about I post what you want me to say?
No, Luke, all you're doing is you're just berating her. This is hateful. This isn't loving. This is hateful. This isn't loving. Why are you okay with this? This is hateful. And then you're just running around in circles. And then instead of... That's exactly what's happening.
Y'all both have... I know both of you think that being rude and hateful towards people who are overweight is okay.
Oh, we were going in a circle again. She's literally...
maybe we'll go into a circle until you acknowledge basic facts.
You're not even hearing me out. She's literally said, yes, this is hateful, this isn't loving. Now, all that I'm saying is, where you could be the bigger person, and you can just say, hey, if you fixed your approach on this, then instead of just worsening the problem, you could actually make people healthier, because it's not that all shame is bad. The shame, how you're doing it, is very bad. Right? But you're not willing to concede on that. So
concede on what? All shame is bad? No. Some shame pedophiles.
But should there be a healthy shame? Should there be a healthy shame towards obesity? A healthy shame.
I'm telling you that overtly shaming people, I don't know what healthy shame means.
Well, then look it up.
Is shame ever good?
I believe encouraging.
Shame is,
I believe being compassionate to people who have lived experiences often that make it more difficult than you and I, but not misarticulating or understanding how we should strive to be healthy is the correct approach. Call that, I don't know.
You're literally trying to healthy shame her right now.
Yes, I'm shaming her hate. And then once we shame her hate out, there's no more hate.
Exactly. So but you're,
and also that's not even true. I'm not using any hateful language. I'm not attacking her personally. I'm not calling her a hateful pig.
Shame with hate.
You admitted. You admitted.
You're not letting me concede a point, Luke. You're not letting me say. I said it's hateful. I said it's not okay. I said it's not trying to move the needle. I get it.
So then why? That's what we talked about last time. This is what I don't understand.
It's
I thought
not
we figured
an
this out
immutable
already.
characteristic. If you're fat, it's a choice, Luke.
There are all sorts of things.
I'm sorry, but like I've been so happy with the growth that I've done. But when you are still going after me, even though I've conceded that
you're calling people
hateful,
a pig.
It makes me wish I never conceded a inch.
See? And so then whenever you say it's super authentic and it's super genuine.
It is.
Okay, well then why would you back off?
It's never enough. It's never enough. That's how I feel. It's never enough. You take an inch and I give you an inch and you want to take a mile.
I take an inch and I want the full inch, which was that you weren't going to be needlessly hateful, which you just acknowledged, and then you nodded along. That's exactly what this is. How is that not already what we talked about? Not going for more. Look at me for a second. It is obviously very important that we figure out how to make people healthier, which means you're not obese. And I'm saying, because I actually care about that, I want to do it in the best and most effective way. And it just so happens my general approach to treating people compassionately aligns with what the studies have revealed is the best way to make someone healthier.
I don't disagree with you, Luke.
So then why?
My point is I'm trying to elicit shame online. I said that. I said it's not loving. I said it's not moving the needle. I'm agreeing with you.
So then you're admitting.
You just disagree with what I say.
Fine.
And that's it.
Fine. Then you admit that you are proud to exacerbate obesity problems.
Luke, I mean, come on. The fact that I post that, it's making people fatter. No, you're eating because it makes you fatter. Like, really?
Okay.
It's all individual responsibility here. What do you think? What were you going to say?
I don't really know.
Luke, I really do love you and I love the team. I just feel like you're just like trying to like put me into a corner here. And I admitted that it's not helpful. I admitted that. And I've admitted like a lot of things on this podcast. And I'm being very genuine about it. But I feel like
and also I gave you too, like when we're around you guys, like we have done a lot in being super respectful. But also too, we like notice norms, how things are, and she's probably been like, well, if I diss the homosexuals, yeah, like I don't want to do that. I don't want to hurt Luke's feelings. But like, okay, we can all agree that like being unhealthy is not the move. And then she goes with that. And yeah, obviously it's her Twitter persona and that's what comes out. Like, but like you think that within 1 week, like all of a sudden magically everything's gonna drop. That's not what's gonna happen. It's like it's gonna need a lot more time. It's gonna need a lot more like patience, a lot more things than just that.
Don't you notice that you're requesting?
Can you concede anything? I'm not requesting anything. I'm just asking. Can we agree to disagree here?
That's what you just did. No, the reason is because I
feel like I have to like constantly get in your approval here. And I feel like I've tried a lot already and it's like, cool, good job. Next, this is bad. Why'd you tweet that? It's like I'm in the principal's office.
Yeah, you're interrogating a lot.
And I conceded that it was
You're
not
the one
loving.
who wanted to talk about this.
Did I bring this tweet
No,
up?
not this tweet. You wanted to talk about losing the what's her name?
Katie Hopkins?
Katie Hopkins.
I didn't even think we were talking about her today. I thought it was the top 10, which we haven't even started. I'm sorry, Luke or Cole, if we freaking use this episode.
Yeah, I mean, you made it way too personal by bringing in a tweet and then like.
Do you understand how it feels when we have this whole conversation, and you're so happy with it?
Yeah, but there's just like a time and place where you have to like get your foot off the neck and like let some breathing room, and then like it just can't just be like this all the time. Like there has to be room for growth, and then like, hey, I don't. Why am I getting these looks? I don't get it.
Because this is the thing we talked about. This is not a new thing.
No, I mean, they moved the goalposts. That's what the left does.
Really?
I mean, Luke, this is how I feel. It's like, it's kind of sad for me because I've genuinely liked like getting to know you guys, but I've talked about immutable characteristics. This is totally different. And I said, I wasn't even saying, oh yeah, me fat shaming is making people skinny. I even admitted that, which is something I've never admitted before ever, because I was like, I'm being like, you know what? The things I say are literally just to be shock value, whatever. I'm not trying to move the needle. But I stopped saying the things that we've talked about. But now it's also fat people, which is a choice.
Y'all believe the same thing about being gay.
I said it's not. I don't think that.
I've sat here with you and said.
Acting on gayness from your perspective is also a choice.
I said that on the show.
Course,
I don't think that.
Of course.
He thinks that more than me.
You don't have a choice when you stick your dick in another man?
Of course.
Absolutely. So
just so you know, I think that you would rather be straight. I don't think that you have same-sex attraction because that's how you feel. Like,
no, Josiah.
I think I'm way more sympathetic to that.
You believe. I thank you for saying that you don't believe I came into the world, but I'm saying just like how there are underlying conditions that cause someone to have a much harder time staying thin. That's just true. But then it's technically a choice for them to eat. Same thing. We all agree there are conditions, or you come to the world gay. And then you have a choice, and y'all believe it's an immoral choice to act on it.
People are not born obese.
I'm just saying, like, I understand.
I'm saying. You agree that you just admitted that. The act of doing something like with a man is a choice regardless of if you have.
Yep.
Okay. We all just. So then, if y'all are saying you acknowledge, I don't know if the importance now, but you previously acknowledged it's probably not appropriate or reasonable for you, not for me, for you, to just run around being hateful towards gay people. That's not going to change their lifestyle if that's what you're trying to accomplish. And it's not a way to deal with people interpersonally.
I'm going to refer to my girl, Katie Hopkins. You choose to be offended. I'm sorry, but like,
do you not hear what I'm saying about that at all?
Yeah, I hear it.
I do hear what you're saying, but I'm letting you know, and I know that it's hard, but try to put yourself in my position to where I feel like I've conceded so much to you personally and on the show. Just let me finish. And then it's still not enough. Now we have to talk about this, and I'm being honest. No, I'm not moving the needle. No, I'm not making people skinnier. I'm going to shame people for something that they have a choice about. And I said, I don't think that gay people have the same choice as fat people do. I said that to you. And you could post everything that I say right now. I don't even care. Cut out what you want.
Drinking.
No, I think this so much.
Not to drink as much if you don't want them to be living in drunkenness is just being super hateful. No, probably not. It's the same principle. There are all sorts of things that people do, and you can disagree with them.
Well, just so you know, what you're doing right now makes me like.
I know, because you react like a child.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's it. I think it's just.
It's the same damn principle.
Let me speak. Whenever you feel like you can never win,
that's how I feel.
What do you mean? You're constantly winning over me. I look like an idiot on the show all the time.
No, I'm saying I thought we all acknowledged that the thing that not that you're going to believe in my stance on equality, not that you're going to believe in my stance on a healthcare system, not that you're going to believe in whatever things, but you will agree with my stance on it's not good to be just needlessly hateful. I thought that's the thing. So whenever you say you keep asking for more, I'm going, no, wait. That was the thing. I feel like I can never win because that was the thing we talked about last time that you were like, you know, right? Yeah. We can keep disagreeing.
He doesn't think that's needless.
Okay, then what's necessitating?
Define. So if you were to say, well, you're being needlessly hateful, there's no reason to be hateful. that underlines that there is a reason to be hateful. And so she now has to figure out what is reasonable for being hateful. And she has come to the conclusion that people who make the choice to indulge, and that's what that video is if you watch it. She is literally just filled with the spirit of gluttony, and there is no remorse. And so yes, maybe she is being too hateful towards a person and she's not humanizing the person. I'll give you that, and I think she would too.
I would say that.
But at the same time, she's being hateful towards the underlying spirit of it, which is just gluttony. I don't care. She calls herself fat. She indulges like crazy. It's totally unhealthy. And that's why she says this person is like a pig. They're acting like animals. She is acting like an animal. And you would agree, right? That some people who, like for instance, if I was hungry, right? And I just went and killed a person and ate them, that's how animals act. That's animalistic behavior. She is literally saying this is like how animals behave. This is animal behavior.
Yeah, but you already acknowledged when you say, what do you mean needless? Needless is exactly
it's not
the
a
definition
necessity.
of this.
But the only reason she feels emboldened to post that is because body positivity movement. Stop acting like you don't know what I'm talking about. We have fat models now.
But then you're saying that you feel like this is doing something to combat that.
I just said I don't care about combating it. I'm going to have an opinion on it. I never said it was doing anything. I get it. You're like, well, why post that? Because I'm allowed to have an opinion online, Luke. Okay?
Yeah, it just sucks. It sucks that everything that comes out of your freaking Twitter account has to be from a perspective of, hey, how about you do something good?
Let me have you moderate my Twitter account. I'll make sure all my tweets are approved by you guys. This sucks because I really do like doing the show, Luke.
I'm not saying we're ending the show.
I know, but like it feels like what I've conceded so much.
Okay.
It's frustrating.
I appreciate how open you've been. I just don't understand how you don't see how when I say that we feel like we're conceding all these things, but it's all doable because you're willing to concede on when you're.
What do you guys think?
Not accomplishing it.
Jaden and Cole. Okay. Josiah, what do you think? I don't know what to say right now.
I don't know, honestly. It's like I can tell that you're really emotional, Isabella. I don't think it makes sense to keep filming. I don't think that we're gonna have like a.
I think we can take a 5 to 10 minute break.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Leave the room and see if we can.
Yeah. You guys down with that?
Yeah.
Let's just try to leave this in here and not bring it up.
Because I really do genuinely see such a big thing with this. I really do. That's what makes me sad.
But again, it's not about what a show could be. I'm just saying on a human level, it's like I hear what you're saying about feeling like, I honestly imagine, from your perspective, you're doing your thing and then all of a sudden we meet each other and then now everything you're doing is being questioned.
But you're even saying on a human level.
I get how upsetting that would be. So, we have, I guess, an hour has passed by. Sometimes you just gotta rap through things, not for a show. And we were all trying to sort through what was so upsetting about that. I think for me, of course, we're going to debate things. Of course, I'm going to be upset when you use mean words like describe people.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also willing to engage with that. I think what shut it down so much was it feeling like it's what I know I was saying,
right, yeah.
But it's what we addressed about rage bait or just needlessly hateful content. So we're back.
Yeah, and I think what's really special about this show, and I want to commend you on this too, is I don't think either of us are trying to say things to please a specific audience or just say things that we think will work. The reason why we had to cut for an hour and genuinely have the two of us talk behind camera was because we're trying to understand where we are coming from. Because I felt like I've had progress and you felt like that too. However, you felt it was not being consistent with what I posted here. So we're all trying to honestly figure that out. And I've never been someone that will just say something to get along with the people in the room. I'm not saying that makes me correct. However, just so the audience knows, maybe this is a dig on myself, but I am going to be authentic, even if it's wrong. And I will very happily admit when I'm wrong. And I really do commend Luke on being willing to have this conversation, because as I've said in the past, a lot of people on the left, or at least people on the right, perceive people on the left as unwilling to have conversations with people like me who they disagree with. So that's what's fun about this, because it's not an echo chamber.
No,
it's a Waco chamber.
Opposite.
It's a Waco chamber. Waco.
That
isn't it like a cult?
Oh, the Waco chamber?
No, just Waco.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, that was a weird thing I said.
So where we left off was that I get upset with people. Again, are there people out there who probably quote unquote celebrate unhealthy lifestyles too much? Yeah. Including lifestyles that include unhealthy dietary choices.
Mm-hmm.
But what I see as well is this push because of that, maybe, or just that's always been there, to you didn't really want to admit that you're doing it to impact anyone, but a lot of people say it's fine for me to say like the craziest stuff towards to someone who might have this like lived experience where one of the big contributors to obesity is poverty.
Mm-hmm.
And so they come from an environment where before they were even of a conscious age, they were learning all these behaviors and contributing to all these like characteristics about themselves that then by the time they're making all their own choices, they're so behind someone like myself who had a upbringing that was different. And so then the reaction for a lot of people on like the right is we now are justified because it's healthier to not be obese to say whatever we want about the person. But like you said with me, whenever you talk about homosexuality stuff, is I can love you as a person and then disagree on a identity thing. And I think especially when I've looked into the research for encouraging people to live healthier, being rude to them, or like the term is shaming, but I think that's a little too light. What I see a lot of people on the right doing, which is like dehumanizing people, is not just non-compassionate, but it's counterproductive to what we're trying to do, which is make people healthy.
Right. And that's something where in the past, I've admittedly been someone that just likes to rage bait. And I am trying to get away from that. And something that I actually thought about as you were talking about this, which I feel like we could find a lot of common ground on, is I feel like it's kind of a lazy argument to say, oh, healthy food is so much more expensive. It is. It is. However, I used to like grow my own veggies and salad. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's like the easiest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you do grow your own veggies, these are things that the government doesn't want you to do. Even during COVID, they literally like outlawed seeds. Being self-sufficient, I think, is a cool thing that we could agree on. Which
goes along with wealth. When you have like the money and the time to do that, I agree. That's awesome.
The money and the time to put seeds in the ground and water them?
Like if you're...
I literally had a home garden.
You're working in a... So let's say you live in an apartment and you're working all the hours of the day.
Yeah, that is different.
Which does not describe every person who's, unhealthy in numerous ways. It's not just obesity, but other. But yeah, I think we agree.
Just why is the healthy food so expensive?
I agree with that.
That's a weird question.
Let's make it easier to be healthy.
Yeah.
And let's educate people more in school about how to live healthy lifestyles.
Yeah.
Do you get the difference between celebrating healthy lifestyles without hating people who are not yet 100% living the ideal
100%. 100%. I do get the difference. Yes.
Is there any husband or she?
I felt like there was not a single moment for me to go in.
Perfect. No, great. Good. Awesome. Well, then I think we leave it there for this. And then we move on to something different.
Oh gosh, what's next?
Yeah.
We're 3 hours in.
You also posted this. No. I'm
going to block Luke from my Twitter account, okay? You are blocked. You and every person associated with you.
That's so true. You would save yourself a lot of hardship if you blocked me.
By the way, for this episode, we wanted to do like our top 10.
We're doing that still.
I know.
Yeah.
We talked about it already, right?
What do you mean?
Like, we already said that's what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What?
No, I was just going to I forgot that we already talked about it, so I was going to lead into it.
Oh, you're going to introduce it, though. I only teased it. You give...
Amigos! We're going to do our top 10 of the most crazy political cultural moments each, which is interesting because we have different point of views on this.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is from me, and this is a cell phone because, guys, my favorite, the actor I find the most funny is Will Ferrell, and he's admittedly a very cringe leftist. So this is a cell phone. I'm very, very upset at Will Ferrell for this, but let's go. Loud white men for Kamala.
It's Billy. I am back on the street with the one and only Will Ferrell, and we are out here today to represent a very important voting demographic, loud white men for Kamala Harris. So you ready, Will? Miss, for $1, would you have sex with a Trump voter?
Absolutely not.
Thank you very much. For another $1, what's your favorite Will Ferrell movie?
Elf.
Elf, obviously.
Talladega Nights is a big one because I worked in racing.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I don't have time for
two
this
unfunny
full
Will Ferrell movies, by the way.
So for $1, which would you rather see a sequel to, Elf or Trump?
Elf is a classic, though.
I genuinely have never found Elf funny. And I love Will Ferrell movies. It's not funny.
It's less funny, it's more sweet. There's funny moments, though.
Have you seen Old School?
No,
we need to watch that as a team. It's so good.
As a team.
Step Brothers, way overrated. People are going to hate me in the comments for saying that, but it is.
Okay. Trump.
Elf.
Yes, there you go.
There you go.
Have you voted yet?
No.
Okay, who are you going to vote for?
Harris.
Yes, yes. You know you can vote early.
I just registered. I'm coming right now.
Oh, amazing! Perfect. Oh my God! Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all we need to see.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, so we will go from 10 to 1. Some of mine get better, but some of it is in a random order. So we go on to my number 10 most insane moment from 2024, which is Tucker Carlson. What are your thoughts? Do you like Tucker Carlson?
He's okay. I was never a major Tucker fan. He was a big thing like, oh, I'm leaving Fox News to tell the truth. And then he did a show on X or Twitter.
Fired, yeah.
What? Yeah.
He got fired from Fox.
Fired. Okay. Whatever. But his whole thing was, I'm going to speak the truth, my truth, whatever. And then it was like, this is the same effing show.
He's gotten wackier, as we're going to see, because 2 of my top 10 are Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, let's watch. I already know. I can already assume which one is. I already know one of them.
But here is Tucker Carlson saying that we, America, have been so naughty. And when someone's naughty, they got to get spanked.
If you allow your...
Oh, who's doing the spanking on us? Donald Trump. Who is, according to Tucker, quote, unquote, daddy.
2-year-old to smear the contents of his diapers on the wall of your living room, and you do nothing about it. If you allow your 14-year-old to light a joint at the breakfast table, if you allow your hormone-addled 15-year-old daughter to slam the door of her bedroom and give you the finger, you're gonna get more of it. And those kids are gonna wind up in rehab. It's not good for you, and it's not good for them. No. There has to be a point at which dad comes home.
Have you seen this?
I have.
Okay.
I think it's so freaking weird.
Okay. Look at that stadium.
Right.
Gosh.
Dad comes home. And he's pissed. Dad is pissed. He's not vengeful. He loves his children.
Imagine this is like Jay-Z talking about Diddy.
He loves them because they're his children. They live in his house. But he's very disappointed in their behavior. And he's going to have to let them know. He's going to have to get to your room right now and think about what you did. And when dad gets home, you know what he says? You've been a bad girl. You've been a bad little girl, and you're getting a vigorous spanking right now. And no, it's not gonna hurt me more than it hurts you. No, it's not. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna hurt you a lot more than it hurts me. And you earned this.
You're getting a vigorous spanking because you've been a bad girl.
Who approved this? His name is no longer Tucker Carlson.
I just said that.
Carlson. It's Carlson after this. Who approved this?
Isn't that creepy?
Oh, I 100% when I first saw this, I was like,
headline: Trump supporter denounces Tucker Carlson's
this is
daddy
weird
thing.
It's a complete thing. If the left did this, we would be completely condemning it. No, I will admit. Okay, this one's kind of crazy. I just found that. Okay, we don't have to watch the full 8 minutes.
Oh, no, we're not watching 8 minutes. Me over here making sure all my things are succinct, and you come in here with an 8-minute clip.
No, and I just said
Kamala supporters going viral for encouraging black men to R-word white women. These are very sick and dangerous people. Is the caption? We'll see.
We'll see how sick and dangerous.
Oh, 8 minutes. You couldn't have downloaded the clip, edited it, and then sent me a video.
My daughter was crying. Okay.
Well, now I'm quiet. I don't know why I did that.
We just need like the first 30 seconds. That's it. That's all I watched too.
Okay.
For all of the white women, the Beckleys and the Bentleys and Emilys who voted for Trump, this is what I gotta say to you. Whenever your little Emily comes home full of Tyreekuses cum shot, she's a teen. Sadly, you told her not to mess with that dark meat, but she did. I'm going to enjoy the non-abortion that she's going to get. How she's going to be forced to have that baby and disgrace the whole family. Go ahead, Tyrone. Put it in a deep dicker so you can get this swirl in. Mm-hmm. Now you got some in the family now.
Okay.
You don't like us now. We at Thanksgiving dinner now. The whole in-laws, everybody coming over there. What's up?
Okay.
Your grandchild gonna be.
I haven't yet heard the R-word part. It sounded like she was just saying like if.
Yeah. I thought this would be funny because we could both be like, what the F? I never thought you'd be like, oh, this is a good video.
It's one of those things where do I have it on me? I don't think but to keep my liberal card, I need to make sure that
I stole it.
I point out crazy people on the internet, admittedly,
yes,
should not distract us from the consequential nature of what the issue is she's speaking about.
What's the issue?
Because this is what we're not gonna get to it again because it could cause a blow up, and last time it almost did.
2 hours later.
Right. But the way she's communicating this, wild.
Yeah, of course.
Wrong. But
I never thought you would think otherwise, by the way.
Right, I know. But that shouldn't take away from. And this is, you know how I always talk about really quickly. Sorry, just pause. You pause as a person. Let me quickly talk to the audience.
I am pausing.
I always talk about how we should look at people in positions of power so that we can get an understanding of the relevant forces at issue here, as opposed to getting obsessed with random people online, because the most engaging people are often the most provocative.
Yeah.
Which is why we think that everyone on the other side is extreme. Instead of I talk about Trump constantly because he's really powerful. And when I say MAGA's extreme, I could make that case only with just Trump, so I don't need to go to random people on the internet to straw man the argument of the other side. I think often MAGA will go find someone like this and be like, see, this is the left. Like they said, Kamala supporter, these are very sick and dangerous people. It's like, really? I'm a Kamala supporter. You think this is my argument? No, it's about more comprehensively reproductive rights, the importance of reproductive rights.
Was because I was like, this is a fun episode. We're kind of like, I never thought that. And by the way, I want to point out how racist of her to say Emily versus Tyrone.
Oh, right.
Oh my gosh.
That whole thing.
So racist.
Wild. Very, very wild.
Yeah.
My next one is that
there's black Emilys out there, bitch.
Okay. Sure. I'm trying to.
Why are you computing that?
No, I just sometimes with you, I'm like, I have to analyze every word because sometimes you like slip in these little, like the first time you said that, don't please.
No.
That term that you use instead of saying Vice President Harris's first name correctly, I didn't even notice it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I had to listen to what you're saying before I respond.
Okay.
But
moving on.
One time Trump at a rally, this is my number 9.
Okay.
Instead of doing the rest of his Q&A, just started swaying to music for 40 minutes.
I remember this. I was like, everyone loves this, but it's freaking weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
Let me hear that music, please.
Look away, living in the new.
So we probably can't play much of that because the music is copyrighted.
Dancing, right?
But yeah.
Okay, so unpopular opinion on the right.
Okay.
I don't really like dancing. I think it's weird. I think it's cringe unless my daughter does it. Anyways, Again, I'm not even trying to Trump hate. I like Trump, but if Kamala did it,
you don't like this?
If Kamala did it, we would be hating on it. Okay, like come on, be consistent here. Okay,
stop.
Fine, he's great. Okay, fine.
No, I'm saying you use the term again.
It's an inside joke now.
Inside joke with who? It's not
Us,
inside
the audience.
Oh,
we're friends. Did you see this yet? The Vice President
Kamala Harris.
Kamala. Wait, no. Kamala.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I forget. Caught staging her videos. Did you see this?
No, let's see.
Of course you didn't.
I want a door knock.
Oh, you want to do a door knock?
Yeah, come on. Okay. Okay, here, I'm gonna...
I had your hat on at the Penn State game in front of 111,000 people on day Saturday.
Thank you guys so much. Okay, come on. Thank you all.
Is that it?
Yeah, so basically...
She just like got permission to door knock and then door knocked?
Because that was the goal of the video, but she didn't tell them it wasn't like an authentic door knock, which in her defense, the idea that politicians are not doing this...
campaign videos.
Exactly, I know. My whole thing is I don't like the government. So yeah, hello. I'm trying to like get common ground here.
I don't like or not like the government. I like whenever it does things effectively, it does some things effectively. And I don't like when it does things ineffectively, it does some things ineffectively. Nuance,
bro. Let's move on.
All right, Roseanne Barr. This is my number 8. She one time was at a Tucker Carlson event. Oh, I might have 3 Tucker Carlson related things, but this is Roseanne Barr, and had this to say.
They overthrew the constitutional republic of the United States of America.
It looks like a blood vessel is about to pop.
I hate that so much.
And then they covered it up with their January 6th bullshit.
Oh! Is what he's saying, but you can't hear it.
For sure. No, it actually sounds like him.
Insurrection! Because the first thing President Trump did, God bless him.
I mean, it's
those
cringe.
are the comedians.
No.
On MAGA side.
I'll grant you that. However, I do think that it's the extreme people on both sides kind of fuel the passion on the extremes of other sides.
You know what's weird though? Feel like isn't it weird that like I agree with you totally. You're totally right.
But what?
That's you. No, I'm not even like in a mean way. Like people will cover you.
It's me, but not you.
And then
I'm not even saying that's me. I said it's cringe.
Come on, I'm not the extreme edge of my side.
Oh my gosh, I've literally like criticized every single video that you brought up, and I'm like, that's cringe. That's stupid. Ew.
Right. No, I wasn't even saying anything.
I'm saying it's like the extremes on both ends. Like the video I showed you of that like woman saying the Emily and Tyrone thing.
Extremes
that fuel that and make people feel emboldened to think that's normal, and it's not. It's weird.
I see what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Either extreme feels more justified being
You're not the extreme left.
Because of the extreme of the other side.
Exactly.
All I'm saying
that's why conversations like this need to happen.
I agree.
Hashtag haters, Emily and Tyrone. And let's effing go.
Just stop with that reference. It's not as funny as you think it is.
Okay.
But it's not. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like there's not a punchline there, but I hear the reference. Yay, we talked about that earlier. Sorry, that was mean. I'm being a little bit.
No, it's okay.
I haven't gone over our previous conversation. But,
no, it's okay.
But I was just gonna say that. Isn't it weird that I could name people on the left who fuel more extreme MAGA folks? Does it ever strike you that for the left you are that?
It does. Yeah. That's actually like the
point. Which is part of what you're working on. Yeah.
That's kind of like the point I'm making here. Is I'm not saying that the left does it more or the right does it more. I'm kind of realizing, okay, when one side does these extreme positions or says these extreme takes, it fuels the other side to be more extreme. So what is the goal? Which is what I'm trying to decide and figure out on my own side. What's the goal?
Understood.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Thank you. Sorry.
Oh, there's the lovely Heidi, everybody.
What a great lady. I talked to her backstage, and wonderful woman. The tits are real. Excuse me. A lot of people are saying her tits are fake. They're not fake. I touched them. Great tits, wonderful tits, American tits. And that's the thing that we've lost under this administration. Where are the American tits anymore? 4 years ago, there were American tits. Now there's no American tits. Mexican tits.
He's so good.
Tits are streaming up the border. No one's stopping it. Fentanyl tits. Fentanyl. Okay. One shock and you're dead. Can you believe this? This would never.
We're fine. Hey, I smelled her tits too. They're great.
It's so good.
That's just good.
If you guys have not seen that full thing, it is so funny.
Isn't Kill Tony the one who caused that whole debacle
Puerto
for Trump?
Rican, yeah.
Oh no. See, unlike what he said, Shane Gillis is being funny. That's funny.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think there's a difference too with the way that Shane Gillis portrays Trump as versus Alec Baldwin, who's like, it comes from a hatred. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah.
Right. I don't even know the comedian that like portrays Joe Biden in that entire episode, but the entire time I
have one Biden clip, even though we're supposed to do the other side. It's just too funny.
No, play it, please. Like, it's so funny. It's not out of like I hate him. Like, there's an agenda. It's like, these are the things he would say and how he would say it. And that's just funny because that is the reality. We don't need to make things up because today's times are so insane.
That's a good point. You can literally just say things that, well, I mean, Trump wouldn't say the thing about the ladies.
But like
breasts,
the fact that it's funny is because he said things that are like questionable, right? And the sniffing thing with Joe, that's the only things with comedy are funny is if there's a little hint of truth in them.
Yeah.
So
okay, next one. Donald Trump Jr., we have learned, well, I don't know if we know this for sure. People suspect that he got his pops to ship Kimberly Guilfoyle off to Greece. She's going to be the ambassador to Greece if she's able to be confirmed. And a lot of people, you know, they think, wow, this came out of the blue. Donald Trump Jr. and Kimberly Guilfoyle are on the rocks. I thought this was true love. But not us here at the Luke Beasley Show. 6 months ago.
Not either.
6 months ago, we did a story about Donald Trump Jr. in this podcast. You're about to watch a compilation, and he loved insulting his fiance.
Based king.
Stop.
Sorry, let's watch. I haven't seen this.
That's a joke, right? Humor?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard things about
why
her,
would you want to
blah,
insult?
blah, blah.
Oh, I just mean like, I thought you were saying like it's based to insult your fiance as a general rule. You know, like that.
No, definitely. I get offended if he did that. Yeah.
Secretary, perfect. You know what? That'd be great.
Never made sense then,
you can
too,
do like
though.
6 days a week in Washington, D.C. I get peace and quiet. Everyone wins.
I learned this yesterday that they broke up.
Don't tell her I said that. That would be trouble.
Don't tell her. I'm live streaming, by the way.
Kim for press secretary. Yeah,
right.
I mean, obviously.
I think Kim for press secretary is a great idea. Okay, I think she moves up to D.C. I get like 4 years of peace and quiet. Like I said, everyone wins.
All of these are different clips from that podcast. You're going to think we're replaying stuff. We're not. This is all different clips.
Everyone wins, but Kimberly is not too wishy-washy. Yeah, that's if there's one thing Kimberly is not, it's that. So Don Jr. sleeping on the couch tonight, fact check, true. But hey, listen, sometimes you sleep on the couch and it's just worth it because it's just worth it. So yeah, if Kim is watching, I'm probably in trouble. If you guys know her, you're probably texting her right now. Hopefully she's not watching. Kim has a great voice. Yeah, Kim's an animal. Like she'd be
wow.
She'd be good
animal.
at that. You know, she's like I said.
I believe it.
I think she'd do a great job at the job. I get peace and quiet. Everyone wins. You think she's tough? You think I don't have to put up with that?
The
shit?
thing is, he's self-owning himself.
I do. That doesn't just turn off. When you're not on a show or you're not on TV. Kim is a gem. Look at you guys kissing ass. Now you're trying to make me look bad. We can make Kim AG. She's a lawyer.
We'll play the rest.
He is self-owning himself so hard
Isn't
right now.
that so cringy? So the reason I put this in my top 10 is because we've played this clip on the show.
I've never seen this.
So much.
Wait, when did they break up? I literally
they're
learned this
technically
yesterday.
still together. They're still technically together. At least as of when we're recording this.
She's older than Melania by 1 year, I think.
That's not my problem. I don't have a problem with that. I'm just saying,
she
like,
used to date Gavin Newsom.
That's crazy.
I knew someone.
They were married.
Were they married?
They were married.
I actually knew someone that worked for her, and she like lied about showing up to something because she was sick, and then this girl like FaceTimed her, and it was because she got like her lips done.
Nice.
Yeah. Noise. Just be honest, okay? Just be honest, bitch. I mean, Donald Trump Jr. is self-owning himself. It's like the idea, oh, I have a man cave in my house. It's like, wow, dude, you feel like you need to have a man cave?
Yeah, that's a good point. I hate this culture of like the old ball and chain and sort of publicly crapping on your significant other.
We think
like,
of it
why?
differently, though. It's like the man's supposed to like own the house, own like the property. So the fact that you feel like I have my own freaking one little man cave.
I don't really know what you're saying. What? No, I'm just saying like he's here going, I would love for Kimberly Guilfoyle to go to Washington and work a job because then I would get peace and quiet. And it's like, why do you keep saying that about her?
Because he's been the ball in her chain. Like he's been suppressed by her because she's been running the show. Now he's like,
oh God,
this bitch.
Are you making about that?
Am I wrong?
Or they're just not good together. They're not compatible. Josiah's checked out. Or they're just not compatible. It's okay.
Josiah, am I wrong? Or what?
My ball and chain.
No.
He's done with it. He's done.
But just because
he's done if he says that and then holds her.
Just because they're not, maybe because they're not compatible.
Compatible.
Not because she's what too
They've
controlling.
been together for years. Darling.
They've been engaged. They've been engaged for 5 years.
Oh my gosh.
But my thing is,
I've heard she sucks.
No, okay, whatever. Yeah, maybe so. I don't like her either. I don't like either of them. But
wait,
whatever.
her at like every speech, even the right wing.
Did you see when she said she went?
They're like, who is this bitch?
Did you see? You can clap
so
for that.
Americans from all walks of life have had enough of the Democrats' decline, and we are ready, we are willing, and we are able to spark a new era of American exceptionalism.
You can clap for that.
You can clap for that.
You're so quirky.
She's a quirkster for sure.
Yeah.
All right, we move on from that. This is your what number are we on? 8? 7?
Admittedly, this is not from 2024. Like we talked about this.
But it was posted during the campaign, so you're saying that's that.
It's just like a generalization of Kamala or
is it really that
Kamala?
difficult? Like Kamala.
Yeah.
No, I'm just wondering. It's just kind of a weird thing. Like Isabella. If I just kept calling you Isabella, is that weird to you at all?
No.
You wouldn't be offended because you're not offended by anything because you don't care about what people say.
No, you should call me that. It makes me feel empowered.
Okay.
Anyways.
And talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs. And there is such great significance to the passage of time when we think about a day in the life of our children.
So,
yeah.
So Kamala, to make you feel happy about the way I say her name, Kamala. Anyways, she is like the notorious.
Stop! I get it. That's all. It's so funny. You think it's so funny?
It's not okay when a man yells at me this way unless he's my husband.
Stop.
Oh my god!
I'm so annoyed with it. You don't even just stop.
Okay. Kamala. Does she not remind you of? And there's so many clips of this. I know, like, take your estrogen levels down a notch. She is like, you're a college student. You need 500 words to complete the essay.
Okay.
Like, grant that. I've granted you so much.
Oh, that clip for sure. But you know what's funny?
I have a montage. You want the whole montage?
But you know what's funny to me? We go, I don't like when Trump says, I'm going to do it. Sit, wait, bye. I don't like when Trump says the Constitution should be thrown in. I don't like when Trump says the government should go down $100 million. I don't like when Trump says we should find 11,780 votes. I don't like when Trump says
you don't even like when Trump says I'm going to come.
I don't like whenever Trump says it would be funny for bullets to fly through media personnel. And then you go, oh yeah? Well, one time Kamala, or a few times, spoke sort of circular.
He swallows
different.
Harris.
Stop, please. Stop, please. I got it. I don't know what I have to do. You told me that I'm supposed to acknowledge that she said something. You said it. I got it. I hear it.
Misogynistic base point.
Please
Let's
stop,
go,
though.
Luke. Let's go.
You're
I love
a lot.
Him. He's great.
Wow.
He's learning.
But It's a big difference in our priorities. Yes, that was like someone trying to fill 300 words. For sure.
We can say like our side's wrong. It's okay. And I've been literally saying that Tucker is gay. And, I don't want to say that.
You weren't saying that? Why'd you say that?
I'm saying what he said is cringe and stupid. Gosh. And Kimberly, whatever. Have I not been conceding a lot, guys? It's never enough.
You have. No, don't go there. Don't go there. You're shutting down.
I'm leaving. Come on, I've been conceding so much, guys.
No, you have. It's not about the conceding. You have. No.
And I've been conceding genuinely.
I feel like
I wanted a clip moment. Yeah. Okay.
I feel like, by the way,
this is fun.
It's crazy.
It's what we needed.
You are in such a crazy mood right now. You're moving so quick. Just settle down. Okay. I decided to bring one non-right-wing video for my top 10 because I find this so
just
funny
one?
Of President Biden. What? Well, that's the game. You bring left-wingers, I bring right-wingers.
You said just one non-right-wing video on your top 10. It's only one of 9.
He concedes on something, you do not acknowledge
I've conceded every single video.
He's conceding right now, so just ignore
it. Okay, fine.
No.
Okay. You're conceding. I'm acknowledging.
You're crazy.
I feel like I've conceded so much, so I'm not thinking about things from your perspective.
Oh, we're having this is like the fun part. Don't get serious. I'm not like
no, Luke. Genuinely off camera, I am so defensive, like in general. So I'm sorry. I'm not giving you that. So I'm sorry.
No. Okay, great. Thank you. I'm not trying to concede. Like
I know. It's okay.
You're crazy.
I'm good.
Okay. I was just saying that the premise of this segment was that I'd find top 10 right wingers, most insane moments. You would find top 10 left wingers. But I stuck in a little surprise, which is Biden saying this.
There's one more thing Trump and his Republican friends want to do. They want another giant tax cut for the wealthy. Now, I know some of you guys are tempted to think it's macho guy. I'll tell you what, man. When I was in Scranton, we used to have a little trouble going down the plot once in a while. From Greenwich. But I'm serious. These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass.
That is the best Biden clip I've ever seen. Biden just virtually smacked Luke in the ass to the ground.
Oh, gosh. It's just, he makes this face and he's like,
it's funny.
It's so strange. I love it. It reminds me of, we just watched
for him.
A video we edited.
Yeah.
I agree. Let's vote for him. I want to preemptively nominate Biden.
Yeah.
To be the 2028 candidate.
Yes.
Just kidding.
Seriously, like, how I feel like Trump is kind of naming all these people to be like brand new cabinet positions. Like, he likes this new like voice for America. I'm like, I've never heard of this position, voice for America.
That's not new, but
really? Mm-hmm. But I feel like there's so many like new ones
that you're hearing about.
Maybe I'm not informed, but I feel like there's so many like new ones that I've never heard of before. I'm like, we need like Joe Biden as like,
pick Joe Biden for something.
What could we pick him
that
for?
Would be
that we could like have a common ground for.
What can we pick Biden for that we can?
Biggest Kamala hater. Biggest child sniffer. Most reformed racist. No? Hunter's my son, but I won't hunt you. No?
Nevertheless, you then have this as one of your top 10.
Yeah.
I remember this one.
Yeah.
This is all pretty great.
After Trump won.
Like, we're just gonna wake up tomorrow morning and everything's gonna go back to the way it'll be a psych. It'll be like a really bad dream and none of this will have ever happened, right? Like, it'll be like the first time and then we're all gonna pull through fine in 4 years. Correct? Please? Someone tell me? I can tell you one thing right now, marriage is the farthest thing from on the table currently. So they screwed the pooch on that one if they thought that any of this was going to actually help with the whole family and kids department and lowering birth rates, because that, no, nuh-uh, not even. Any semblance of thoughts I had or hope for that is completely going to be a no thanks for me, love. You think I would ever even dare bring a child into this country now? It was rough before. Now? No. That's cute. And the men, don't even get me started about dating. To think I was still entertaining a few moderates here and there sometimes. No, honey, no.
What do you think of that? Okay, you're not doing it, but there were so many people crying and recording them. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I'll defend it. You know what? I totally Did you see my video the night of? A tear was about to come out of my cheek. Out of my eye.
I was like, should I do a podcast with him? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, okay, but I'm saying I understand the urge, as silly as it is to make fun of someone for crying. I also don't understand the urge of recording myself crying, but other people have different urges than me. I will say, though, in a different form, I felt that emotion.
Do it then.
Do what?
Make a video like that.
I kind of did. Did you see my election?
It was nowhere near that video.
Well, that's me. I'm going to make sure that I'm like ready to speak and stuff if I'm going on camera. But other people, oh my gosh, you need to
just like scroll my Twitter feed after Trump won. You'll
therapy
see it.
Is what you need.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In terms of working out this whole women thing. But
like with
it's okay. You don't have to, everything doesn't have to be a joke. Just all I'm saying is, as much as you make fun of people like that, as opposed to your first video, I actually resonate with what she's saying. So one of the things that I think is notable that happened this year, which is why I put in my top 10, is that we did a comprehensive analysis of Marjorie Taylor Greene's background, and we titled it Investigating Marjorie Taylor Greene, and we found some crazy stuff. So this stuff isn't from 2024, but I think the fact that we documented it all is what is a part of my top 10. So let's watch some of this video.
Yeah, I would love to, because I've not seen this.
Something you've likely heard is that Marjorie Taylor Greene supported QAnon in the past. And as a reminder, QAnon is the conspiracy theory that claims the world is run by a cabal of Satan-worshipping child sex traffickers, which essentially is made up of all the people they hate, the Clintons, Obamas, the Bidens, etc. And they also believe the children are then killed and eaten, because why not? And the chemical adrenochrome is extracted from the children for the cabal to consume so that they can live longer and be more youthful, which this practice of consuming adrenochrome to appear more youthful is clearly working. And of course, mixed up in this is all sorts of conspiracy theories like JFK and just about every other one you've heard of. And of course, the key part of it to them is that Trump is the hero who's going to come in and take all the bad people down. And here's what Marjorie Greene said about the supposed leader of QAnon.
Q is a patriot. We know that for sure, but we do not know who Q is.
She also said, quote, "You get the point. Marjorie Taylor Greene's crazy, and we documented it all. You can find it on the channel, title Career-Ending Video Marjorie Taylor Greene Has Been Hiding."
I don't like Marjorie Taylor Greene, obviously, and I hope everything I just watched is untrue. I get the conspiracy theories, but genuinely as a mother, it's hard to like fathom that these things are true. Genuinely.
Yeah.
It is.
And you, without using provocative terms if you can, don't like her in part because of your belief that she has engaged in infidelity, which we documented in this video, actually. You want to see?
Sure.
I X'd out of the tab already.
Can I comment on it, or?
Of course. Go ahead.
Really? Can I call her a or not?
What is like so necessary? Just, you can make the point.
Why talk about it then?
Go for it. Make the point. Make the point you want to make. Say whatever you want.
She broke up her family to get with a guy that was a major host in a right-wing news.
Brian Glenn.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's been cool to me, but I mean, I don't like that. I think that a lot of women in politics, especially in the right wing, they claim to be supportive of the family unit, but they still put these things above their family because they cheat on their families and they will abandon their families. And I don't think that's okay, ever. I really don't. I don't respect that.
I'm with you. We're anti-hypocrisy on this show.
Clearly.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. No, I agree. Yeah.
Oh, that was directed at me? Oh, I didn't even... They make them all that. Then we have this one that you've provided as a part of yours.
Mm-hmm. And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin. He's going to beat President Putin.
I love Biden.
I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it. Anyway, Mr. President.
I'm better.
You are a hell of a lot better.
He's the right-wing king we never knew we needed.
Biden?
Yeah.
Yeah, he saved it.
It's just fun. We're having fun here.
Yeah. Less than ideal, I would admit.
Yeah.
I remember covering that and being like, oh, no. Because you see him immediately realize, and you get how that could happen because you're thinking about Putin, Zelensky. But the moment's so perfect for a clip.
Yeah.
It's so perfect.
But that's what's, I feel like so many like everyday people are so sick of regarding politics is trying to back up something that's not, it contradicts what you stand for. Can we just admit that people are human? Politicians and people in the government are not perfect. They're not God. And we can say, hey, just because they're supposedly right wing or left wing doesn't mean they're always correct.
Yeah.
And that's what I find interesting about this show.
Yeah.
And this segment. So
yeah, I agree. Okay, this one was when one of my favorites. When Alex Jones found out
he's cackling like Kamala. That's how you say her name, right? I'm sorry, I forget. I'm so stupid.
Stop. No. Oh my gosh. You're like really, what is happening? Someone explain.
Kamala. Oh my gosh. Okay. That makes him feel so much better.
It's not about, whatever. We're not getting that. Okay. So Alex Jones found out that InfoWars was going to be liquidated or sold off or whatever it was. And there are just some of these clips where I think about them a lot, you know? And that's why I brought the smack on the ass one. I thought it was so funny. Went by, I was like, oh, smack on the ass. And just a few others. And this is one of those that I just, anytime I find myself yelling, I think of dear.
It resonated with you.
Conspiracy theorist, deranged person, Alex Jones.
We have to stay here. We have to let them shut us down. We have to stand all the way to the end, and we're going to win.
Jones, I think everybody needs a war cry, man. Can you muster a war cry?
It's a big joke.
It's not really, though. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's also inspiring.
My voice will completely go into this, but it's fine. It's my resistance to them. It's a God's transmission. It's a human under attack.
Oh my goodness. It's fucking weird. Freaking weird.
All right, let's go to one more speaker. Let's go to Myron. Myron, what is on?
I cannot back that up.
No, you don't have to back it up. You don't gotta back it up. I don't even think that's, of all the things Alex Jones has done, that's good. Screaming, fine. Lying, being unable to critically think would be more in the bad category.
Just stick to hating Alex Jones for your own crowd.
And
that
then you have
serve
this
you.
little note.
Okay. I'm just saying for your own good. I hated this.
I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but it's been a hard fight. These people hate our children.
You know, can I say something?
Please do. No, you can't. Let's move on.
Is that me?
No, I said you can't. You asked me if you could. I can't.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm not saying you can.
Okay. Well,
you can though. I'm just saying, like, it's like a little thought experiment. What if I said you couldn't? Would you still say it?
Right.
All right. We're having fun here. Why? Like,
wait.
So
I'm going to say something.
Say it.
I actually think that as horrific and vile as Alex Jones is, him being willing to put on camera that emotional experience, contrary to your probably perception of manhood, which means you gotta never show emotion. I think that was good for the world to see, and I don't like that our reaction, even though did I do it? Can't remember what I did. Was to mock the emotion. Don't mock the crying. Don't mock the emotion. Mock the fact that he would dare to feel such emotions when he was just dealing with the repercussions of wild defamation. Then you have the next video.
Putting aside what I feel about that entire reaction from Alex Jones, I do want to give you some credit because it's so easy to, like, from the left-wing point of view, to say, condemn, condemn, condemn. What about this? What about that? What about this? So good for you. And I mean that genuinely.
Yeah, I do condemn Alex Jones.
I know, but like, it's so easy
just to mock and
right.
Oh, he's crying like a little. Yeah.
No, I mean, you can condemn something that, or many things that someone has said or put out on the internet, but still feel like a humane sympathy for something, or just say, "Hey," for your space. Like in your case, I feel like it's outlandish for someone in your position to put this emotion out there. Right?
I think you're completely missing my point. I'm saying it's fine to capture emotion and show that even a big man like Alex can
How
show
big is he?
emotion.
Do you know?
But I'm not feeling he's justified in the emotion he's feeling, given that the reason InfoWars even has to become a part of this defamation outcome is because he chose to ruin the lives of people. But,
okay, I was going to criticize him, but I was trying to give you some freaking leg up here and saying thank you for not completely condemning him. If you're a man, don't cry on camera. Or if you're a woman, don't cry on camera. It's cringe. It's stupid. Stop it. Moving on. I was going to try to give you some leeway here and say, like, thank you for not being so...
Because you thought I was saying the opposite of what I was saying, because you weren't listening. Here's more. This is yours, right? This is one
We'll see. I forget.
Yeah.
I think.
She let in, and that's not even
it is.
Mentioning the rapists, the gang members, the drug dealers, the child predators, and the traffickers in women, mostly women. Joe Biden became mentally impaired. Kamala was born that way.
It's just funny. It's just funny.
Do you think that Trump or Vice President Harris, you know what? President-elect Trump or Vice President Harris would score better on an aptitude test?
Him, yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
Is that totally unironic? Like when you hear him talk and ramble at rallies like that.
Wait, what did we just listen from her? What was the point that she was
No,
talking
with
about?
anything you can find on that. I'm not even. This
when
is
we're talking about a specific test, and we're talking about a specific test,
like the guy who went.
When we're specifically talking about
I was able to
a
identify
test,
giraffe in person, man, camera, TV.
But when we're talking about a specific test, like Kamala Harris would say, specifically about a test. Do you get what I'm saying? She repeats the same things over and over again.
That
Do you
scared
get it?
me. I was like,
I'm not that
She needs to go to the hospital.
Take me away. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You get it? So you agree? Let's move on.
But have you heard Trump repeat?
I'm not saying he's the biggest genius, but I mean,
but you think he would? You really?
I think he would. Yes. Yeah.
He bragged about acing a dementia screening test for years after it. And when we look at what that test was, it included things like, name these animals.
White men for Harris, folks. White men for Harris. How does that make you feel? Good? Does that make you feel like good? Like I'm so strong and proud to be a white man for Harris. Does that make you feel good? You're like, yes, 100%. Do you feel proud? Yes or no?
Was I proud to support Harris over Trump? Yeah.
That's
Did I identify necessarily?
That's it. Mic drop. Moving on.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
We have disagreements. It's okay.
No, I know totally. Right. But I'm just saying that I feel like after our little kerfluffle, you're really, really happy that it's over, and now you've overcorrected, and now you're like way up high in the sky.
Do you really think that? I've literally like crapped really on Tucker Carlson, Kimberly Guilfoyle, like all the people I don't even know how to say her last name. Same with Kamala. Right. I don't know how to say her name.
You do, because I explained it to you, but you keep saying it wrong.
Okay.
But here's the next one.
It's never enough with the left. Who was he talking about here?
He was mad that the microphone wasn't working, so he started doing that oral
Why
motion.
is that offensive?
Who said it was offensive?
Why'd you bring it up?
Because it was insane. I haven't seen a politician reenact
Who do people like
oral
compare that
sex
to?
on stage. I don't even.
You don't know.
That's not who he was comparing it. He wasn't comparing. He was going, this microphone is so far forward, I have to lean forward.
Okay. Cool.
To
Good.
get to it. I just don't know why.
What
no
a
one knew
waste
why.
of a point.
No one knew why he opened his
We all
mouth.
knew why. We all knew.
No. You don't.
Okay.
He was mad at the tech people. All right, your next one. Explain.
Lily Phillips. She was the first woman, a very empowered feminist girl to have or sleep with 100 men in 24 hours. And this is how she felt afterwards. And by the way, her next goal was 1,000 men in 24 hours.
Whoa, that's a lot. That's
Yeah.
a lot.
I think sometimes like feeling so like robotic, like by the 30th, you know, like when we're getting on a bit, I've got like a routine of like how we're going to do this. And like, it just, sometimes you'd like disassociate and be like, you know, like it's not like normal things at all. In my head right now, I can think of like 5, 6 guys, 10 guys that I remember. And that's it. But it's just, I don't know, it's just weird, isn't it? Like, if I didn't have the videos, I wouldn't have known I've done 100, you know? But yeah. I think that was kind of the hard part, is like conversing with them and like when they'd kind of be like, oh, like we've only had 2 minutes or 3 minutes and you said 5 on the message.
Did someone say that to you?
Yeah. And obviously it just makes me feel so bad.
Do you think you should feel bad about that?
I guess when you've promised something to people who support you, it's kind of hard to let them down.
But it's up to you, right? Like when you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you even processed, do you think, what's happened?
Not yet. God, I won't forget this day, Jesus.
When I decided to start making this documentary...
What's sad, too, like we all, like she chose to be here, but both of her parents have supported her. Like her mom and her father are her managers. How do you grapple with, not only did I allow this to happen to myself, but my parents, my mom and my dad supported it for the money.
Seeing her reaction after, obviously, I think any empathizing person would be concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Obviously, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
It's not for the weak, girls, if I'm honest. It was hard.
But
I don't know if I'd recommend it.
why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very like... It's kind of like being a prostitute in a sense of like, it's just a different feeling. I don't know how to explain it, like...
It's not like just having sex with someone.
Yeah. Just one in, one out, like it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
Sorry.
Okay.
It's okay. Just take
1 minute.
It's honestly, it's hard to watch that. It is. And it's like, you want to feel like bad for her. But then she says, after this, I'm going to, like, my next goal is 1,000 men in 24 hours. It's...
And it's sort of like, you know, we talked about how with the introduction of OF, we'll say, for YouTube, I don't know if that's the thing or not.
Yeah.
But just in case, you have, I'll just say it, like, OnlyFans. You have the power being shifted from organizations that used to be the ones
right
over to individual women who can. But then you also have what we talked about in a different episode was the influencer, the sort of race to the bottom of being an influencer, which is that you always have to then be the most headline grabbing, the most, even what we've grappled with you in particular is like rage baiting in this space and not succumbing to that. For here, that reaction, I think everyone can acknowledge is indicative of probably not the healthiest thing. So
you
then
can see it. She knows it.
If that's the case, then we want to make sure we support women in every possible way without creating an environment that incentivizes harmful behavior for the sake of views, like a lot of influencers separate from sexual things do, and then money.
And a lot of people are saying that this is a form of self-harm.
Yeah. But I do want to note, in case other people looked at this, I don't want to make a whole thing of it. I've also seen how you've spoken about this story, and it goes back to the same thing. If I actually cared about someone like that, I would speak about it in a way that isn't me just trying to be hateful. Fair?
Okay.
Okay. So then my next story is Tucker Carlson saying he was attacked by a demon. Let's hear his story.
Do you think the presence of evil is kickstarting people to wonder about the good?
That's what happened to me.
That's what happened to you?
Oh yeah, I had a direct experience with it.
In the milieu of journalism or just...
Nope, in my bed at night, and I got attacked while I was asleep with my wife and 4 dogs in the bed and mauled. Physically mauled.
In a spiritual attack by a demon?
Yeah, by a demon. Or by something unseen that left.
Is that right?
When I covered this with Josiah from Pondering Politics, he made a great point. The dog's running. The next scene is Tucker Carlson shooting. And then you hear, rah, 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 as if he was shooting the dog that just ran. It was so weird.
His own dog.
His own dog.
It's
but
weird.
He's telling, sorry.
I mean, it's like cinematic, yeah.
Unseen that left.
Is that right?
I've never seen this. Have you?
Claw marks on my sides, on my...
So it left physical marks?
Oh, they're still there. Yeah. 1.5 years ago.
Was your wife terrified? I know you were.
I wasn't. I was totally confused. I woke up and I couldn't breathe and I thought I was going to suffocate, and I walked around outside, and then I walked in and my wife and dogs had not woken up, and they're very light sleepers. And then I had these terrible pains on my rib cage and on my shoulder, and I was just in my boxer shorts, and I went and flipped on the light in the bathroom, and I had 4 claw marks on either side underneath my arms and on my left shoulder, and they're bleeding.
Wait, they were bleeding?
They're bleeding, yeah. No, they're actual claw marks. And I sleep on my side, so I wasn't clawing myself. I don't have long nails. And they didn't fit my hands anyway. But yeah, that happened.
Yeah, he was in bed for dogs, and he woke up with claw marks on him. But he said it was a demon.
He's way too into doggy style.
Maybe it was the dog? Okay. Alex Jones posted this video in response to that.
Okay.
And this first 3 seconds is my favorite thing on
Amazing. I've never seen this.
Yeah.
And I said, recently, has anyone laid hands on you? It just came to me, and he said,
make me laugh. It's so
Does
good.
anyone on the left make you laugh like this?
Yeah.
Who?
People.
Name one.
All sorts of people.
Really?
And I said, recently, has anyone laid hands on you?
Who?
No. Yeah, I laugh harder when people are just crazy. It's funny.
Yeah, it is
but
interesting.
It sounds like he's asking Tucker. It sounds like he's flirting with him. Listen, imagine big, burly Alex Jones. I'm saying big in like a complimentary sense, like he's, a man. Walks up to Tucker.
He's fat.
And says, no, he's a man. Oh, and what do you take him asking you this question to mean?
And I said, recently, has anyone laid hands on you?
Like, yeah, my husband.
Right. Like in a good way.
Obviously, it's my husband.
I don't know. It just sounds, I don't know. It just sounds weird, but cool.
It just came to me, and he said, he got really freaked out. He kind of got up. He went to the bathroom, he came back, and he said, I haven't even told my wife this. I haven't told anybody. He goes,
I'm struggling with feelings for you.
Just a week ago, I was on an airplane flying back here, and this happened a while back before that, and it started clicking to him, was that when this happened?
So okay. Well, that's crazy to me. Funny. Move on, because you don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Your thing.
Yeah, number one moment.
What's this? Number one moment for you.
Have you seen this yet? Our next
No,
president.
I don't know. Who is this?
Assassination attempt. And his masculinity powering through.
Okay, let's watch.
Oh, yeah. Take that, liberals.
I think
I love the like totally. Never mind. I'm gonna like hate on her, but like unattractive woman in the middle. Mean tweets 2024. It's like you go, girl. You go, Karen.
I think she's beautiful.
Okay, you see how he lies? There's no effing way you think she's beautiful. I can say she's ugly. It's okay.
No, I think to some lucky gentleman, maybe that guy next to her, she's a perfect flower. I will say, I think
she's the perfect little flower pot.
Flower pot. I think
Adam Sosnick knows.
Few people have as many negative feelings about Trump as me. And also, that was obviously epic moment.
We can agree.
Doesn't take away
that he is amazing.
Oh, I thought you were actually going to start like rattling off. Like when the guys started working for me, after a few months, they like just through listening to my segment started absorbing some of like the lists I would go off of.
Mm-hmm.
Here's some policies that we stand for. And they would just start listing it off. I thought you were going to start listing off.
I'm not a mockingbird. So.
Okay. And then my number one moment is this.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country. And
I get so much, this term is too aggressive, but like political trauma from seeing this debate. Because she did so well and we were so hopeful. You know, because at the end, you agree.
She did so well that she won. Oh my gosh.
But like you agree that the narrative afterwards was that like she had come out victorious?
No. If she actually felt like she lost, she would say, we need another debate to show that I'm going to be the winner. So,
yeah. You're just echoing Trump.
Okay. I don't even like Trump that much. So
yeah, well,
chill.
Okay, but did you watch the full debate? No, you didn't. Shut up. I don't want to hear your analysis then. Everyone who watched it was like, dang, Kamala ran circles around
Everyone, every single person
that
ever watched this debate agreed with my position. Thank you, Luke.
Why did Trump go to the spin room and go, I did amazing, and Kamala just left victoriously?
We all have our political circles that will say the same things, that will always say, this person won and this
There's
person
footage
didn't.
of Trump afterwards going, JD, I killed it, right? I did great, right? Tell me, I did great. Not all his exact words, but he was begging people to confirm for him. And they were like, yeah, but like the media is going to say that she baited you.
No, like she did so well, she won. Let's move on.
Obviously, he ended up winning. But I'm saying that's why it's dramatic for me to see her so nailing. But point is, that was crazy that he said that, and it was a lie, and it was a big bad lie, and you hate that he lies like that constantly. I'm assuming
so much, yeah.
Actually, though, like those are people in Springfield he's just lying about.
I actually know someone that said that they didn't think it was true, and then he went to Springfield and saw it with his own eyes. Right? Taylor Hansen.
No.
We saw this on Twitter.
No. He went there to cover about the eating the cats and the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And there weren't people eating cats and dogs. And so then he shifted into Haitians don't know how to drive.
I saw him retract that and post a video. I remember.
Well, you asked me to back you up, and I'm saying I can't back you up. I think there was one person that was black who ate a cat.
No, you backed me up on this exact same point before.
A white dude ate a goose. Not ate, killed a goose.
No, I just saw something recently.
A black dude in a different town was clearing off roadkill because that's why you thought he was Haitian, because you don't know what's going on.
I'm kidding.
And he was
He
was cleaning up roadkill in a different town altogether. And that was the photo that went viral on the right wing.
From Taylor Hansen, I know I saw a video. I will say not that on camera, but I will say I hope it's not true. Let's move on to this. I will say I hope it's not true.
It's not true. You don't think...
Josiah, we've talked about this.
No. So...
I hope it's not true.
Hope what? It's not... Okay.
Good. I hope so.
Awesome.
Your cats and dogs are safe, guys. Seriously.
Yeah, you're right. And somehow the guy who spews that nonsense, who can't talk about policy coherently, who threatens our democracy, got elected, and that's a bummer. But that is where we'll wrap it up. Our 2024 most insane moments. There's probably better ones, but those were the ones that we pulled up.
Them.
And comment the ones that we missed. Quite the episode, as so often happens with you.
Yeah,
you leave
likewise.
me exhausted. But I think we made some progress. I don't know.
Yeah.
Trying.
Booyah.
We'll see you in 2025.